Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Honourable Minister for Police. Yes, we're White Rock Security Solutions. And basically, yes, it's about changing the perception and changing the perception on women. Now, yes, we do have a 60% women and 40% male workforce. But besides being just a security company, we're also attending to social obligations. Now, we're sitting here talking about the victims, but what are we doing about the perpetrators? So what we're trying to do in terms of working alongside with CIS and the National Youth Development has actually come forward because women inside the prison centre actually looked for us after hearing what we did in terms of walking from Unagi to the Parliament House and up to the St. John Guy's Stadium. Now, we didn't intend to take the frontal lead, but it just happened that in taking community down to Unagi and walking with them through to the Parliament House to get reaction. We need to get that reaction and we need to get the action. And yes, likewise what Ruth was talking about, we haven't actually talked about the implementation of things and we're struggling with it. So what we're doing as a business entity is also taking that lower level of people in. We have forgotten the lower level. They don't have the information that we're all talking about. They don't have access to the people that we have access to. So in bringing them in and taking them as part of our workforce, on top of giving them the sense of security, we're talking about the security of the mind, the heart, and physically. So when you get trained in terms of combat training and self-defense, not only is it giving confidence to the woman, but it's also allowing the male partner to see what the woman is going through, their male colleagues, to see that, right, this is happening to our women and how we can work together on it. You can't do things by women alone. We need our men to stand with us as partners, as our best friends. Now, if we keep them at that level and they start seeing that, right, okay, this is how we're progressing in terms of the woman feeling more confident. At the same time, knowing that we have access to human rights. We are now giving them lessons on human rights. The information that they actually need. Because most of the times when we're talking about it, we're actually sitting inside a conference room. We're not talking about it on the street. Like what happened after we did the protest right up to Sir John Guy's Stadium. The people were left outside while everybody else was talking inside. You forgot the people. You forgot the people. You forgot to come out and actually talk to the women who are raising the issue. When all of us sit together in our little elite groups, we talk to ourselves, but we're not talking to the little one who's actually sitting outside who actually needs that help, and they need the information. And so in building our workforce where they have that information and access to it, they can actually go and spread it to their communities, knowing that if I can give them the UN Human Rights System and documentation, of which I'm certified to do, if I can give them that, imagine if we establish that right through every corporation, every company, that they can give it back to their people. If everyone becomes documented and certified in it, then we have a whole country that's informed. If we have everybody going through self-defense, being part of their corporation, then we have a whole lot of women who are walking on the street and they're going to feel confident about themselves. So let's look at the practical solution of it. And that's what we're trying to do in installing that into our guards. They're not only going to stand there and look at you, but we're giving them customer service. So they know how to talk and smile nicely to you now. Rather than you go to the Moresby General Hospital and you find somebody gives you that stringent look that you don't want. They don't understand how the hospital system is. You have somebody there now who has customer service. Our people at the lower end are not given customer service training. So if you have a security guard who's meeting you right at the front and talking to you nicely, talking to you differently, imagine if all of us can talk to each other properly, with manners. We've forgotten manners. It doesn't happen in our schools anymore. So those are things that we're trying to implement into White Rock Security, where now we've had reports that yes, the women feel more happy that our guards are here taking care of the markets. There hasn't been any incidents yet. But the last time they were here, we had a drunkard that was outside there. We sorted it out in 10 minutes. That's what we need. We don't need security fighting and belting everybody outside there that we know that, yes, he got problem lo hapsaitan. It's done. Effectively, efficiently, out of the way. And if we can work with police on that, I'm sure we can work a deal in terms of how we sort out the bill nut issue. those things within the city and out to the rural areas. So if we actually implement practical solutions, rather than just talking about it within ourselves, then we'll work. Because if we could lead 2,500 people, yes, I apologize that yes, the COVID-19 rules weren't looked at, but if you look at 2,500 people, only one traffic police car and 8 policemen, and the rest are all women standing there as guard and no problems, I'm sure we can change this country.